revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Hey, welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is America's home for positive business talk, and we are revolutionizing the way that people treat people in business. You, our listener, are exactly who needs to be here, right now. And here's why we know this. Because I don't believe in coincidence, and when you jump in and have a connection with somebody who's training you to build your business, and without necessarily an agenda to take advantage of you, but to give you the training points that we offer here on the Experience Pros Radio Show, there is a synergy that takes place that is really cool to watch. Angel and I have seen it for 8 years now. Hard to imagine, 2,100 episodes, 5,000 hours of intellectual property, and 38 nationally syndicated markets coast to coast. But right here, right now, there's a reason that you're tuned in. And I'm going to go back to at the beginning of the hour, we started talking about lessons that I learned from the beach. And we had some cool commentary from talentedladiesclub.com. It's a website that talks about things that they can learn from building a business that allows you to go to the beach more often and allows you to delegate your business in many, many ways. And then we're working through the odysseyonline.com, which gives us various lessons from different things about the beach. For instance, as a child, did you make sandcastles? I mean, whether you went to the beach proper or did you go to a lake? Many of the people that we know and connect with, I had my office out in Michigan for years and years. The Great Lakes have really cool freshwater opportunities. Did you ever make sandcastles? Well, you probably slaved for hours in the hot sun in order to make this thing beautiful. And as the tide rolls in, all of a sudden, here go the barriers, and the erosion takes place despite your best efforts. When water hits the side of the walls and the sand crumples beneath it, it teaches us something in life. And that is, no matter how hard we work, sometimes things beyond our control come in and work against us, right? They work against us. Nothing lasts forever, but the best lesson you can learn from this is to appreciate what you have and never take it for granted, right? Angel is fond of saying that I am the guy in our office that says, whoa, slow down and let's just enjoy the moment. We had a victory here. We encountered something amazing. And so it's kind of what I'm doing here with these segments on lessons I've learned from the beach, because on my trip to San Diego last week, I spent 3 days, but it could have been 3 weeks. It just was so refreshing to me and so enlightening to me that there are so many things that I can learn and apply from simply the beach. How about the beauty of it all? I mean, there's, in my humble but accurate opinion, there's pretty much nothing better than a sunset at the beach on a West Coast, west facing coast. I love the beach and I love the sunset and I love the smiles that we get when people walk by. Hello, my dear. When you look at the beauty, and the beauty is everywhere. The beauty is truly everywhere. If you look at the way that the sea creatures are formed and the way that they interact, one of the first things that we did was we went to the Cove in La Jolla, and the Cove has these caves, sea caves, and water rushing through, and there are sea lions and seals hanging out in the Cove, and there's pelicans all over the Cove. And I look at that and I just think, my goodness, the majesty, the beauty, and then right behind it, the power and the authority that comes with that. You can learn that there's a lot of beauty in simplicity. So things that we've learned from the beach, we've covered quite a few. Want to give one more, and interestingly enough, it comes from Procter & Gamble. Now, if you're not familiar with Procter & Gamble, you probably use 1 million of their products in your home, including Gillette razors and Head and Shoulders shampoo and Puffs Plus. I almost said Kleenex, but it's not Kleenex, it's Puffs Plus facial tissue. So what can Procter & Gamble teach us about things around the beach? Well, Karen Walrond said, I was born on a small Caribbean island, Trinidad, and my early childhood years were spent on a tiny fishing village. She says, there's a lot of things that I can learn from the beach. And, here's what growing up on the beach, this is what she brought to our conversation today. Number one, change is inevitable. It's also cyclical. Living on a beach is so different from having a beach vacation. Spending extended time at the shore, you begin to realize that even the weather is on the same consecutive days. No 2 days are identical. There's always tides come in, tides go out, different times, bringing with them different treasures of the sea. Dunes appear and disappear. Driftwood shows up on the beach, and then suddenly one day it's gone again. Sometimes things return. Familiar sea life shows up around the same time every year. You can go out and watch the whales, right? As we were looking at the cove in La Jolla, my friend Robert said, you think there's sharks under there? Yes, I do. Anywhere you're going to find a great large population of sea lions and seals, I believe you will find great white sharks in that water as well. Here's the second point that Procter & Gamble reminds us of, tips that we can learn from the beach. There's beauty in each stage of life. Times when you look in the mirror and you worry that you're getting older, gaining weight, that's easy to take cheap shots at ourselves, right? And then you remember that the ocean has its own moods. It can be dark and stormy one day, then blue and placid and sparkling the next. No matter what, the ocean is beautiful. And like the ocean, there is beauty to be found in you as well. And then while independence is great, community can be even better. Love connecting with the beach and the people who live at the beach or the people who go to visit the beach. They are all looking for some kind of connection, right? And it's not just a connection to the beach, but it's a connection to those who love it because we have something in common. And finally, we are each more resourceful than we know. Reminded it recently watching somebody play on the beach, and it's just like I used to when I was a kid. And not much. It was just the ocean, the sand, a little bit of driftwood, but they were completely enamored with the whole deal. Lessons we learned from the beach. I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to take a quick break, go to the top of the hour news, but when we come back, hour number 2 of the Experience Pros Radio Show, helping you build your brand right here on the radio. Back after these messages.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionary